Tributes from all walks of life today to honor the life of former Congressman John Conyers, Jr.
The Greater Grace Temple in Detroit packed with people remembering the legacy he left behind. And
that's where we find 7 Action News reporter Jim KIERTZNER tonight. An emotional day filled with tributes. Jim.
Yes, this was a 5-hour-long tribute to a 50-plus year career for a man people here called a friend, a legend, and an icon among some of Detroit's greatest.
I say that the spirit of Detroit is not a statue. The spirit of Detroit is men like John Conyers, Coleman Alexander Young, Damon Keith, a group who shook the bushes for the fruit of justice and opportunity.
John Conyers is the longest-serving black member of Congress. Some of his tributes here played on video.
Walking with presidents and kings, he was still a Detroiter. He represented Detroit.
Some here said Conyers led the way through his actions as well as his words.
He helped me to know that those people who are kowtowing and shuffling because they want to be loved will not be respected.
Monica Conyers married John Conyers in 1990 when she was 25 and he was 61. They have 2 sons together. She played for the service his very personal words of advice to her.
Doing what your conscience tells you is right and trying to make this a better place.
Today's civil rights leaders say Conyers led the way from Detroit to the segregated South to Washington.
We come to say goodbye, farewell to a prince of a man.
So yeah, some saying farewell to a friend, others saying farewell to a giant. Live in Northwest Detroit, Jim KIERTZNER, 7 Action News.
A giant, and a lot of young people learned a lot more about his legacy today for sure. Our Chuck Stokes joins us now with a special story he has to share about the Honorable John Conyers.
Yeah, and their connections to each other, and we see it proudly in your pocket.
I got a lot of crimson and cream on today.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you so much. Long before John Conyers became a lawyer or a United States congressman, he had a dream. He wanted to become somebody. So he reached out to a group of predominantly African-American men for help. The year was way back in 1951. He was initiated into the bond of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity at the University of Washington, Seattle. Conyers wanted the mentorship of a Greek-lettered fraternity founded in 1911 by 10 male students during the segregated times on the campus of Indiana University in Bloomington. Today, the fraternity numbers more than 160,000 men throughout the world. International Grand Polemarch and attorney Reuben A. Shelton says Conyers earned today's tribute.
Brother Conyers, he holds our highest honor in Kappa Alpha Psi. He's a Laurel Wreath laureate. He's been in the fraternity for a very long time. He was a strong supporter. He was a strong Kappa, and everywhere he went, he promoted Kappa Alpha Psi.
All generations of Kappa men came to Greater Grace Temple today to say thank you to the longest-serving African-American on Capitol Hill. College student Evan Jackson traveled all the way from Providence, Rhode Island.
He really wasn't just a champion for black rights, he was a champion for human rights. And so I think looking back on all the work he did to be able to afford me the ability to even go to a Brown University.
Ken Glass has been a Kappa for more than 50 years. He says inspiring youth has always been the focus.
We encourage our young men not just to get their MBA, but to get their doctorate and to go ahead and challenge themselves and go to the limits.
The leader of Kappa's Northern Province recalls how accessible Conyers was to Kappa and his beloved Detroit chapter.
Anytime we asked him to come to an event or to do something for Kappa, he was always there. 2 years ago, when the Alpha Beta chapter had their 90th anniversary, he came out, he shook hands with everybody, took pictures with anybody who wanted to take pictures with.
And so today, in mass and in song, we Kappas paid final farewell to brother Congressman John Conyers, Jr.
Kappa Alpha Psi.
We'll long for thee and toil until we reach
No doubt about it. Congressman John Conyers embodied the motto of Kappa Alpha Psi, which your husband, Greg, knows well: achievement in every field of human endeavor. Kappa did a lot for him. He did a lot for Kappa, as well as people in general.
And I heard that a lot today. Whenever you picked up the phone and called John Conyers, not only did he answer, but he made something happen.
Very true, very true.
And the likes of which we will likely never see again, John Conyers Jr.
No, another Detroit icon, but we have history to be able to relive all that he did while he was here.
Indeed.
Thank you so much, Chuck, for sharing.
You can watch the entire funeral service and tribute to John Conyers Jr. on the homepage of our website, WXYZ.com.